Okay, you want to talk about this Lizzo thing real quick?
Yeah, Martin, you ever heard about it?
No.
So, boy, Lizzo done got her ass in trouble. So there's
Die a
some
hero or live long enough to see yourself become
yeah. See, that's why I tell y'all, man, that don't trust nothing. Don't trust. About 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years, you couldn't talk this way about Lizzo. Like you talk to that girl, she's big and she got body positivity. You just don't like big people. Why you shaming her? I didn't say I just said she had a shitty personality. That's all, which is what some people are saying right now. Now, I don't want to say anything about this because you haven't heard from Lizzo, and you're just getting this
from one side.
From one side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it all started with some dancers. Some dancers came out and said that Lizzo, she created this atmosphere of sexual harassment, imprisonment. I don't know, she was holding them slaves. And they said she was just mean.
Okay.
Yeah, this is from NPR. Former dancers accused Lizzo of harassment and creating a hostile work environment. Now, that's one thing, but there was a director that came out. Did you hear about this?
No, I just heard about the dancers.
So, and y'all know Lizzo, man. Lizzo had that hit out there. What was that?
She had a bunch
She had a lot of.
She got a lot of hits,
yeah,
but I'm talking about
Rumors.
that, that original one, man. Truth Hurts.
I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Even when.
Well, yeah, it turns out it's true. Hey,
The rumors are true.
Hey, she tried to tell you. You can't say she didn't tell you.
There's another song. It's called Rumors, and they're referencing what the fuck just happened with that. Because there's a line that's in that song. And she's like, the rumors are true. Or I don't know. It's somewhere in there.
That's it. Like I said, hey, she put it out there. You can say 100% that bitch. Not a bitch, that bitch.
It's like, why would I apologize? I told you.
Boy, I remember. I'll tell you this song. This is just a little aside right here. I remember this. One of the first time I heard this song, I was out at that River House. And they had that gay comedian who was on coke.
Oh, that time. Yes.
We were like, go sit your gay high ass down.
I forgot about that.
You remember?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Coked up gay guy. He was cool too, but he got to the point where just kind of like, okay, sit your ass down now, man.
Or share whatever you're on.
But let me see if I can find this this director, man. Who? Let me see. Yeah, some director came. Kevin, you sent this to me, man, today. He was the one that even told me. He said, you might want to talk about Lizzo. She's fucking up.
I'm trying to find you that song, too.
Oh, that's who it was. Her former documentary director says, I'm done with this bitch.
Oh.
She said, yeah, she's like,
Oh, it's like that.
She left the project because she says, I just can't stand her. She says she's a narcissistic, just terrible person. Let me see. Lizzo continues to face allegations of having a toxic work environment following a recent lawsuit brought against her. Inspired by the damning allegations of Lizzo's former dancers, filmmaker Sophia Nali Allison, who claimed she was previously hired to direct a documentary on the singer, shared her negative experience working with Lizzo on her Instagram. Man, she went off on Instagram. Yeah, she went on Instagram and she did not hold back whatsoever. Here's a little.
Now, is that because Lizzo is just that bad, or because this woman is a snitch?
No, apparently Lizzo is just that bad. Now, allegedly.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
I don't want to say shit about Lizzo because I don't know, and this is coming from one side. But it is reaching that level where a lot of people are coming out.
One after another.
We reaching that Cosby shit now, where you got a lot of people coming out and saying things. But in 2019. This is a quote from this director. In 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant, self-centered, and unkind she is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Somebody that spreads positivity, boy.
Yeah. Hey, 100% that bitch, man.
Yeah, everybody two-faced.
Yeah, I wish I could find it because at first she was talking like she's so mean and toxic, but then she's like, well, fuck this.
Worked yourself up into a frenzy.
She kind of worked. Yeah, she worked herself up, man. Oh, man, somebody sent me a link to where she went crazy. My spirit said to run as fast as you can, and I'm so grateful I trusted my gut. I felt gaslit and was deeply hurt, but I've healed. This kind of abuse of power happens far too often. Much love and support to the dancers.
I wish when people wrote these things, they'd give examples.
I think the way to approach this, and I'm not defending Lizzo at all, but who knows, man?
Exactly.
Again, I hear this. It's fun to talk about because it sounds funny, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows what she did? Who knows if these dancers are telling the truth? Who knows anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said. I wish they'd be more specific and give examples because right now it's like, well, I didn't like this experience, and Lizzo could have a different point of view, which it was, yes, I'm demanding, and people don't like that, but I want the best for my show. And then that leaves you like, okay, so I don't know who to side with.
All I'm saying is that you do get to you get to a certain point when enough accusations come out and it don't look good.
Well, no, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But we know how the internet is.
Oh yeah.
It only needs a little bit to form a mob.
Yeah. Here's she went off. She is here's her Instagram. She is a narcissistic bully and has built her brand off lies. I was excited to support and protect a black woman through the documentary process, but quickly learned her image and message was a curated facade. Lizzo creates an extremely toxic and hostile working environment and undermines the work, labor, and authority of other black and brown women in the process. Notice how the documentary ended up being directed by a cis white man.
Oh man, she's
here it is.
Bombs.
I witnessed how arrogant, self-centered, and unkind she is. I was not protected and was thrown into a shitty situation with little support. My spirit said to run as fast as you fucking can, and I'm so grateful I trusted my gut. Oh, yeah. Reading these reports made me realize how dangerous of a situation it was. The kind of abuse and power, this kind of abuse and power happens too often. So there you go. Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. I think if you are that kind of person and you piss off enough people, it will come to light. Sure. And that's what's happening right here. You got these dancers who are talking. You got this director who's coming out and saying this. What is so funny, though, is like I said, how things have switched because there was a time, if you had talked about Lizzo, if you didn't even talk about her weight, you still would have been fat shaming her.
Right.
If you had called her, if you had said, man, I think she kind of a bitch, and people been like, why, because she fat? Why, because she big? It's like, no, I didn't say it. But it was, that's it. But the irony here, if any of this is true, this is somebody who's out there, our whole thing was accept me for how I am and spread positivity. Yeah. People just be nice to each other.
Meanwhile.
but she said, people, not me.
Those would be her dances right there. Yeah, bitch. And it just goes to show you, man, no matter what kind of person, man, you could be in a wheelchair and still be a shitty person.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, but if you're in a wheelchair, you kind of have a leeway to be a shitty person. You got a reason to be a shitty person.
No, you don't. That don't give you right to go around, being shitty to people. And I think that's what's happening with Lizzo right here. I think it's even being held against her more because her whole thing was like to spread positivity.
Sure.
Right. And and now you find out and I think there's something here. Again, if this is something that is true, I think this is another case of maybe it did start out that way. Maybe she really was somebody who was spreading positivity. Again, allegedly, if any of this stuff is true. But just how fame comes in and twists you a little bit.
Yeah. If certainly fame can do that. Putting you in a whole different tax bracket and with different people you got to work with. And you yourself, you run a business. You know how often you got to make hard decisions that are unpopular.
Yeah.
But you know your reasons for doing it. And you've always been somebody, you expect a certain level of excellence, and when you don't get that, you might get in somebody's face or cut them off. It happens. But also with her level of stardom, there's a whole new workload you have. A lot of places you got to be, a lot of things you got to do. And maybe it's just too much.
Too much for her.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're right, Martin. Maybe she did, demand a certain amount of quality, and people thought they were being pushed too hard, or maybe fame got to her head. When you're out in front of a public, and the public is loving you, and they're loving everything that you do, and then all of a sudden you are leading a whole group of people, and those people are they're under your command. That can go to your head.
Yeah.
So who knows, man? They talked to the dancers though. Skull sent this over. Let's see what they have to say here.
If you weren't super fun, then not be considered like one of the people that is like cool and down for anything, and then therefore not be booked for as many jobs.
I said nothing.
Yeah, that didn't move the needle one way or the other.
Yeah, that's I don't really know what to think here.
That lawyer looks mad. He looks more mad than the client.
He's like, that's not what I told you to say.
Yeah.
Now, we went over this right before the show. God damn it.
Enough with the down for anything.
He's like, I'm going to cuss these bitches out. They going to sue him.
Not to defend Lizzo, because I don't have a dog in this fight one way or the other. But that whole, that feeling like you got to be down and go along with stuff, that's in almost every job.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, so first of all, they said that there was some other accusations, and these didn't really focus on those accusations.
Yeah.
They were talking about, now they just said here, like she said, if you don't like to have fun, and don't come on the tour or whatever. But what I heard were accusations of sexual harassment, imprisonment.
Now see that's
fat shaming too.
okay.
Like Lizzo was fat shaming her body.
All right.
How is Lizzo gonna fat shame
That's
somebody,
what
man?
I was confused about. But that was reports that Lizzo was fat shaming her dancers. I was like, Lizzo, you're the last person talking about me
So
fat
they're
shame
saying
anybody.
that they're too fat, or they're not
Fat enough.
I don't know. It's just that fat shaming.
Don't bring your skin ass over here.
Are you trying to make me look bad?
Take your ass to Popeyes. Oh man, I'm confused about this whole thing.
Are you crazy?
I don't understand it. I'm not getting this.
Yeah. I mean, I wish there was more to weigh in on.
Really? Somebody said forced a worker to eat a banana from a sex worker's vagina?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I've heard some serious allegations, and this didn't really reflect that.
No.
I think it'll have
she
to,
was making us go on trips to tropical islands and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how to rule on that.
Anyway. It's one of those things where now everybody wants to take a side, but I don't think there's not enough here to take a side.
I don't have a side.
There's not enough here to take a side. I hear one person saying something, these people saying something, and then she hasn't come out and said anything yet. So who knows?
She probably
man.
won't say anything.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, if it's something, it'll come out. Or she'll pay them off to shut up and Anyway. All right. We'll see what happens.